In this identities of multiple angles. Multiple angles means cos of is if some relation between trigonometric ratios of theta and trigonometric ratios of 2 times theta, 3 times theta, and so on. Those identities also we have seen. So question number 1, if let's say cos A is equals to 1 upon 3, find the value of, or let's say 1 upon 4, take it. Cos A is equals to 1 upon 4, evaluate. Cos, which identity you will use over here? Okay, see. Now relation between A and A by 2. Okay, A by 2 and A means they are half angles of each other, half or double angles of each other. So we know that cos 2 theta. Cos 2 theta is equals to what? We have actually 3 identities for this. Cos square theta minus sine square theta. Another identity that we had was cos 2 theta was equals to 2 times cos square theta minus 1. Another identity that we had was 1 minus 2 times sine square theta. And another identity that we had was dividing the first one, cos square theta minus sine square theta, dividing it by cos square multiplied by sec square. So when we divide by cos square, it becomes 1 minus tan square upon 1 plus tan square theta. These 4 different identities for 1 cos 2 theta I have given. I have also explained you all the proofs of the identity. Yes, someone said, sir. Yes. And it is
someone. Sir, actually, I have joined late. May I know, is this the first sum?
Yes, this is the first question. Okay, so these 4 identities we had. So between relation between cos of twice theta and the relation of trigonometric ratios of theta. So what identity is useful for us for A and A by 2? Can you see this identity will be useful? Cos of some angle and cos of half of that angle. See 2 theta cos 2 theta and cos of theta. So can you see that if I substitute theta over a theta as A by 2, can you see that cos A is actually equals to what? Cos A is actually equals to 2 times cos square the half angle, that is A by 2 minus 1. So cos A is equals to 1 upon 4. So 2 times cos square A by 2 minus 1. So now solving this, just simple arithmetic. 1 goes this side, 1 plus 1 by 4 is 5 by 4. 5 by 4 is equals to 2 times cos square A by 2. And that 2 also if I bring down, so it becomes 5 by 8 is equals to cos square. So cos of A by 2 is equals to under root of 5 by 8. It may be positive, it may be negative. I don't know the range of A. The quadrant in which A lies, I do not know that. Nothing is given. So A by 2, it can be anywhere. So 5 by 8 with a positive or negative sign. So root 5 upon 2 root 2 plus or minus. Now how to calculate sine of A by 2? Cos A, now different identity I will use. 1 minus 2 times sine square A by 2. Is that clear? Cos A is equals to 1 minus 2 times sine square A by 2. This identity I will use, this one. Cos of 2 theta and sine of theta means half. Cos angle, sine half angle. So that will be cos A is equals to 1 upon 4 is equals to 1 minus 2 times sine square A by 2. Do some arithmetic and you will get sine square A by 2 is equals to 1 minus 1/4 is 3/4. 3/4 upon 2. 3/4 upon 2 is 3 by 8. So sine of A by 2 will be equal to 3 upon 8 under root with positive or negative sign. Is the sum clear to everybody? Okay. Next, cos B is equals to, let's say, 2 upon 3. Find cos 2B. Second, sine 2B. After finishing, so after you finish solving, tell me that sir done, so that I can know how many people. I don't have to wait for the answer. Okay. In the absence of a response, I think that you're still solving it. Either the exact answer or simply you can just write done. If you think the answer is very complicated, lots of roots and all you're getting, you can just write done also. Neither of the two, then you can write exp. Some response I want. Okay. Really B has finished solving. Harini US. Sanat. Okay. Cos 2b, cos b equals to 2 by 3, cos 2b. Cos 2b will be equals to 2 times cos square b minus 1. So this will be equal to 2 into 4 upon 9 minus 1. So this will be equal to 8 upon 9 minus 1 will be minus 1 by 9. Okay, this is the first answer. Cos of 2b. Sine 2b. Sine 2b now for sine 2b. Sine of 2 theta is what? 2 times sine b cos b. So now this is equals to 2 multiplied by cos b value is given to us 2 upon 3. What is the value of sin b? I don't know. So we go to our original problem. This is the first problem of trigonometry that we solved. And actually 10th standard also we did this. Cos of an angle is 2 by 3. Cos of an angle is 2 by 3. It is not necessarily an acute angle, or just for the triangles, it means the identities that will remain same only. No, it is not necessarily an acute angle, but just for the convenience I'm drawing this. That this method always works. So cos is equals to 2 by 3. So the opposite side by Pythagoras theorem, this side magnitude will be equal to, using Pythagoras, 9 minus 4. 9 minus 4 is 5. So 5 under root. Magnitude will be 5. It can be positive, it can be negative. Why I'm telling positive or negative? Because we don't know the exact value of b. Up to 10th standard, we use this method just for acute angles, but now b can be in any of the 4 quadrants. Actually, b is in first or fourth quadrant because cos is positive. So b is in first or fourth quadrants. Accordingly, sine will be positive or negative, but the magnitude will be plus minus root 5. And sine b now, sine of b, it will be equals to root 5 upon 3. Root 5 upon 3 with a positive sign or a negative sign. I don't know, that will depend on the actual value of b. So the answer becomes 4 root 5 upon 9, positive or negative. Both values are possible. How many of you got correct? Right, 1C, 2C, something like that. 2C both correct, 1C is incorrect. Harini US got correct, others wrong. Harini B1 correct, Dhananjay both correct. Sure. If you just write 4 root 5 upon 9, that is also considered a mistake. It should be plus or minus. Then you got the correct idea that, okay, so both values are possible for sine 2b. Okay. Now, after this, tan x is equals to 3 by 4, where x belongs to pi to 3 pi by 2. That is third quadrant. Find the values of sine x by 2, cos x by 2, and tan of x by 2. Be honest to yourself. This is actually a solved example in your book, but don't cheat. Be honest to yourself, okay? Someone's mic is on unmute. Please mute it. Afrin Makrand. Afrin, mute the mic. The last question there, as I'm saying, instead of plus or minus, if you write a single value, that will be wrong. The converse is also true. If the mathematics correct answer is a single value and you write plus or minus, then also your answer is wrong. So think properly.
ग्लास है ओ ग्लास वाटर चिनिंग कर
Makrant, mute yourself.
Sir, could you please scroll down to the first question, sir, because I had some network issues, so that I could take some screenshots.
One minute. I will just zoom out a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now take it. Now take this picture.
Took the first one.
Done.
Took the first one, sir. Done, sir. Thank you.
Those who are not able to means start only means how to start. Only those students will write something in the chat box. Only those students. EXP or something. If you are unable to start on it, so how to proceed that only I'm not getting. Because here I have given the tan ratio. And if you still solving, go. Okay, Afrin. So now if you see, see, one way to proceed is tan of x is equals to 3/4 and you want trigonometric ratios of x by 2 examples, trigonometric ratios of half of that angle. So do we have an identity between tan 2 theta and theta? Tangent of 2 theta and theta. Do we have some identity? So we have an identity that tan 2 theta is equals to 2 times tan theta upon 1 minus tan square. But the only problem here is means this identity you can definitely use, nothing wrong in it. So instead of 2 theta, if you just use x, tan x will be equals to 2 times tan x by 2. This is tan of x by 2. Okay. Now 1 minus tan square x by 2. So this now tan x is equals to substitute the value 3 by 4. And you can solve this quadratic equation. You see that 3 by 4 is equals to 2 times tan upon 1 minus tan square. You cross multiply and solve them, you get a quadratic equation. Some quadratic equation will get formed. You can solve it, but the only problem using this tan formula is the quadratic equation will give you two values of tan. Tan x by 2, you will get two values. And now which value out of those two values, which one to keep and which one to discard? That is a little problematic. So for that, actually for that, this, I'll just solve it. If you just cross multiply this quadratic equation, if you cross multiply and solve, and I will just cross multiply and rearrange. So 3 minus 3t square is equals to 8t. So rearranging 3t square minus 8t, sorry, 3t square plus 8t minus 3 is equals to 0. So the factors comes out to be equals to 3t, t, 1 minus 1. Yes. So the factors comes out to be equals to 3t minus 1 and t plus 3. 3t minus 1 into t plus 3. T is what? Tan of x by 2. So tan x by 2. Tan x by 2 is equals to either 1 by 3 or it is equals to minus 3. Now, which of these values should I keep and which of these values should I discard? So for that matter, this interval comes handy. It is given that tan x belongs to pi to 3 pi by 2. So can you say where will x by 2 will lie? X upon 2. If x belongs to pi to 3 pi by 2, that is the third quadrant. So x upon 2 will be between pi by 2 to 3 pi by 4. Dividing by a positive number, the inequality does not change. So pi by 2 to 3 pi by 4 means it is in the second quadrant, even not even in the complete second quadrant, this much part. Pi by 2 to 3 pi by 4. Somewhere over here is the range of x by 2, sorry. The x by 2 somewhere over in this much interval. So tan of this much, whenever x by 2 means the angle x by 2 is in this range. So whenever the angle is in that range, tan of that angle can never be positive. So we discard this value because sine, not the signature, sine of that angle is positive, y coordinate, cos is negative, so tangent will be negative. So tan of x by 2 is equal to minus 3. Alternate method, not once you get tan, you can find other ratios. Alternate, a better approach would be tan of x equals to 3 upon 4. This 3 upon 4 is a very friendly ratio. Friendly ratio means we know this triangle very well. From 7th standard, we have been studying that triangle. This is my x. Tan is equals to 3 by 4. This 3, 4. So the hypotenuse will be 5. 3, 4, 5 triangle. I still don't know the modulus. Okay. Tan equals 3 and x belongs to pi to 3 pi by 2. Okay. So you can, I will say, I want signature. Now signature I will have to take. Okay. So now x belongs to that. So I will take cos of x. Cos of x magnitude will be 4 upon 5. What about the signature? Magnitude will be 4 upon 5. The signature will be equals to negative. Do everybody realize this? Pi to 3 pi by 2, third quadrant, cos will be negative. Now, once you get this cos, relation with sine x by 2 half angle, that is very easy. The previous sums that we saw. Going from cos of an angle to cos of through half angles, the identities are very easy. 2 cos square minus 1, 1 minus 2 sine square. But going from tan to half of that angle, the identity involves a quadratic, so that may leads to some problem. Once you get cos equals to minus 4 by 5, then you get the values. Cos x is equals to 2 cos square x by 2 minus 1. So cos x is equals to minus 4 upon 5 is equals to 2 times cos square x by 2 minus 1 Rearrange that. 1 goes over here. 1 minus 4 upon 5 is 1 upon 5 is equals to 2 cos square x by 2. So cos square x by 2. Cos square x by 2 will be equal to 1 upon 10. So now for cos x by 2, cos x by 2, should I take 1 upon root 10 or 1 upon cos of x by 2? Should I take it 1 upon root 10 or minus 1 upon root 10? So for that, again, this interval, x lies between this value. So x by 2 is in this range. So cos of that value is the x coordinate negative. X coordinate is negative, so we discard this value. How to get sine of x by 2? Again, from this method only. Cos x is equals to 1 minus 2 sine square x by 2 cos x, we got to be equal to minus 4 upon 5 is equals to 1 minus 2 sine square x by 2. Reshuffle and all those things, you will get sine square x by 2 is equals to 9 upon 10. So sine x by 2 will be equals to 3 upon root 10, or it will be equals to minus 3 upon root 10. Now which one to keep and which one to discard? In this range, sine is y coordinate is positive, so this will be negative, and tan will be the division. Tan will be equal to minus 3. So this is my final answer. Cos x by 2 equal to minus 1 by root 10, tan x by 2 minus 3, and sin x by 2, 3 upon root 10. How many of you got correct? 1C, 2C, 3C. 1 correct, 2 correct, 3 correct. Dhananjay got 2. Everybody understood but how to proceed? Okay. Now this type of problem, last question, but I'm 100% sure all of you will commit a mistake in this. Put a red star over this question. I can bet, I can put a wager on this question that all of you will commit a mistake. It will be a very silly mistake. Cos x is equals to minus 1 upon 3. X belongs to third quadrant. Find the value of sin x by 2, cos x by 2, tan x by 2. Give me the answer in the chat box. Give me the answer for sin x by 2 in the chat box. Mark this question in red, because I'm 100% sure all of you will commit a silly mistake. It will be. For sin x by 2, write in chat box what is the value. Come on, increase the speed also. Afrin, you're saying something?
No, so I said yes. Your voice was breaking, sir. So I thought you were asking something. So I just said yes.
No.
Because sir, my network is low, sir. So
My voice is clear because otherwise other students would also have said. No, Dhananjay, wrong. No, Pujita, wrong. It's a very Harini US, wrong. Dhananjay, at least you got the value correct, means the magnitude wise it is correct, but a silly mistake is there. Harini US, your value is only totally some really absurd value. It's nowhere near the answer. Pujita also nowhere near the answer. Sin x by 2 I'm asking, okay. Okay, Shada, let me explain. This question is almost same as previous questions that we have solved, just a slight difference. Cos x is equals to minus 1 by 3. Now sin x by 2, cos x by 2, the same identity. Cos x is equals to 2 cos square x by 2 minus 1. So minus 1 upon 3 is equals to 2 cos square x by 2 minus 1. So what that becomes equals to, just reshuffle, 1 minus 1 by 3. 1 minus 1 by 3 is 2 by 3 is equals to 2 times cos square x by 2, and cos square x by 2 is equals to 1 by 3. So I will just write cos x, cos of x by 2. Cos of x by 2 is equals to 1 upon root 3 or minus 1 upon root 3. Now the question only arises whether should we keep both the values or whether we have to discard one of the values. Okay. Similarly, for sin x by 2 also, cos x is equals to 1 minus 2 times sin square x by 2 minus 1 upon 3 is equals to 1 minus 2 times 4 upon 3. 1 plus 1 upon 3, it becomes 1 plus 1 upon 3 is 4 upon 3. 4 upon 3 upon 2 is 2 upon 3. This calculation, no one should commit a mistake. Sin square x by 2 is equals to 2 upon 3. This calculation, some mistake they have done. Pujita and Harini US. You are nowhere near this answer. Have you realized your mistake? Okay. Harini US. So, and sin square is equal to 2 by 3. So, sin x by 2. Sin x by 2 is either 2 upon 3 under root or 2 upon 3 under root with a negative sign. Now, which value should we keep or which value should we discard, or whether both values are applicable? Now, x belongs to third quadrant. Now, if you see the logic of the previous question, sir, x belongs to third quadrant. So, x will be from pi to 3 pi by 2. So, half of that angle will be between pi by 2 to 3 pi by 4. So, this range only. So, according to that, so the same logic if we apply, sine of that x by 2, sine x by 2, the signature will be y coordinate, signature will be positive, so discard the negative value. But that answer is wrong. Your basic argument when I told you x belongs to third quadrant, What made you think that x is only from pi to 3 pi by 2? Thing is, x belongs to third quadrant, so this complete thing is there. So x, if it is between pi to 3 pi by 2, then your values, then your argument is correct. Pi by 2, 3 pi by 4. So this purple region comes out to be over here. But in third quadrant can also signify this x. Pi to 3 pi by 2 was there, no doubt. Pi addition 2 pi means I completed one more revolution, one more circle. 3 pi by 2 plus 2 pi means I cannot make this interval. This interval is wrong. Pi plus 2 pi, that is 3 pi to 3 pi by 2. That interval is only completely wrong. The interval, okay. Pi plus 2 pi and 3 pi by 2 plus 2 pi. This is also third quadrant. So now here, if pi plus 2 pi and 3 pi by 2 plus 2 pi is also third quadrant, what will be x upon 2? X upon 2 will be same. The initial pi by 2 that we got, addition pi. The initial 3 pi by 4 that we got, addition pi. Means what? The interval that we got, instead of pi by 2, now these two were the boundaries. What were the boundaries? These two were the boundaries. This was the boundary of pi by 2 and this was the boundary of 3 pi by 4 and this was bounded by them. So instead of pi by 2, now we have pi by 2 plus pi. So now the new boundary is this one. Pi by 2 plus pi and 3 pi by 4 plus pi. Plus pi means you're just the one line, this line. So third quadrant can be the purple region also, means if the x lies between, if I do not tell you the exact value of x, if I tell you of x, third quadrant, half of that third quadrant can be the purple region also as well as the red region. So cos of x by 2 can be both plus or minus 1 by root 3. Sine of x by 2 can be both plus or minus under root 2 by 3, depending on what is the value. Okay. But tan will definitely be negative. Make sure this happens. Tan cannot be positive. Because if sine cos x by 2, because if you go for the purple region, cos of x by 2 will be negative. But for that, the partner of cos of that value, the partner value sine x by 2 will be positive. So tan turns out to be negative. If you go for the red region, cos turns out to be positive, but the partner value means the sine x by 2 turns out to be negative. So tan will always be positive. Tan x by 2 will always be equals to, if you go to the division, what is the division? Minus of root 2. Tan will always have a single value. It will always be negative. That is minus of root 2. Is this clear? Everybody write in the chat box. Yes, no, something. Clear, not clear. Understood, something. Wait 1 minute. Don't reply now.
Sir, in third quadrant, tan is negative. Positive, no, sir.
Third quadrant tan is positive, but we're talking about tan of x by 2. Na? Third quadrant tan is positive. That is correct. But x by 2 that we are talking about, x by 2 is this. Are you having a doubt in this, how tan of x by 2 came out to be minus of root 2? Is that your question?
No, sir.
X is in the third quadrant. X upon 2 is not in the third quadrant. What did I give you? X belongs to third quadrant. So tan of x will be positive. That is correct what you said. But what I am asking, sine of half angle, cos of half angle, tan of half angle. X belongs to third quadrant. X by 2 is not belonging to third quadrant. X by 2 is either in this purple region or it is in this red region. Means some part of second quadrant, some part of fourth quadrant. You getting this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for those who have understood how x by 2 half angle can be in the second quadrant or in the fourth quadrant, right? If you have understood the complete explanation, write in the chat box. Yes, understood. That is UD, you write. Just 2 letters. UD, understood. Okay. I want a response. Only Dhananjay and Pujita, 2 responses. What about others? Sanat got it. Okay. Both the Harinis. Okay. And second thing. Okay. Now in your NCRT book, also this question is given. This question is in the miscellaneous examples. The answer is given, only one single value is given. Okay. But but this explanation, what I have told you, this is 100% correct, because when it is told third quadrant, you do not know what is the exact value of third quadrant. Okay. It can be from 0 to 2 pi also, it can be more also. So both the values should be there. But if I give you this specific value, third quadrant, but pi to 3 pi by 2, then this is correct. Single value. Tan will be single value, sine will be a single value, cos will be a single value. In your NCRT books for this also, this type of question also, single values are given. So maybe it was just laziness that instead of typing the from pi to 3 pi by 2, they just thought third quadrant would be sufficient. But this information is not sufficient. Okay. Now, another thing, I'm getting some responses from 2 students that my voice is breaking. Is my voice breaking? Yes. Clear, unclear, you write. Voice clear, voice unclear. That response, right? In the chat box. Everyone you write. It's not a personal message to everyone. Those who are getting the voice clear. Okay. Is also unclear. US also unclear. Okay. Or almost everybody is facing the problem of voice. Just 1 second. Hello. Is it clear now, better than before? Is it manageable? Okay, let's proceed. So after this, now the next part that I want to tell you is for multiple angles only. Next, find the value of sine 18 degree. This value you memorize. Fourth question. Okay. Evaluate sine 18 degree, cos 18 degree, sine 36 degree, cos 36 degree, sine 54 degree, cos 54 degree, sine 72 degree, cos 72 degree. So complete table of 18. Okay. 18, 36, 54, 72. After that 90 only comes in that. Okay, I will just exit the meeting and rejoin. Please wait for the voice till the time you solve. Start by sine 18. I will give you a hint. I'll just exit and rejoin. Okay. Harini B, I'm making with a host temporarily. If I'm allowed, if I'm allowed, join, let me join. Okay, don't keep me outside waiting. Okay. See, this part I will explain to you how to proceed with such questions. This is a very standard problem. You have to memorize this value. 18 degree. If you observe that if you take 18 degree is equals to theta, delta theta b, 18 degree. 18 degree has a very, very special property that this is not a random value. 5 theta is equals to 90 degree. Okay, a theta is such that 5 theta is equals to 90 degree. And now we will use 2 theta plus 3 theta is equals to 90 degree. So 2 theta is equals to 90 minus 3 times theta. So if I take sine on both the sides, sine 2 theta will be equal to sine of 90 minus 3 theta. What is sine 2 theta? Sine 2 theta is twice sine theta cos theta. Keep this in mind. Theta is 18 degree. Okay, that is fixed. Only after that we could write this identity. This whole thing is true only because we were able to write this thing. Now twice sine theta cos theta is equals to sine of 90 minus 3 theta. Do you realize this? Sine of 90 minus 3 theta is cos of 3 theta. So how you take 3 theta equal to alpha? Sine of 90 minus alpha is cos alpha. The first identity that is studied in 10th standard. For allied angles, this year also we studied. Allied angles, this year also we studied. 90 minus alpha, sine becomes cos, cos becomes sine. What is cos 3 theta? Cos 3 theta is 3 cos minus 4 cos cube. I hope I'm doing it right. 3 cos theta minus 4 cos cube theta. Is it the reverse way? Let me check. I hope that's correct. 3 cos minus 4 cos cube. Or is it 4 cos cube minus 3 cos? No, I have written it reverse. It is 4 cos cube minus 3 cos. Four cos cube minus 3 cos theta. So now twice sine theta cos theta, twice sine theta cos theta is equals to, if I take cos theta as common, what remains is 4 cos square theta minus 3. You can 100% cancel out this cos theta from both the sides because we are 100% sure that cos theta is not equal to 0. Okay. While solving trigonometric equations, be careful to cancel such terms. Okay, this is a crucial step. Here we were 100% sure that cos theta is not 0. That's why we could cancel them. If you don't know theta for sure, it may one of the solutions. If I just give you this, if I just hide this much part, okay. What you are able to see on the screen right now, if I give you that equation to solve the first step, if I give you solve this equation, So cos theta equal to 0 is one of the solutions of that equation. Yes, cos theta equal to 0. So when is the value cos equal to 0? So theta is odd multiple of pi by 2. That we will see today only. So that will be one of the solutions. So be careful to cancel such things. So twice sine equal to 4 cos square minus 3. So twice sine theta is equals to what is 4 cos square? 4 cos square is 4 minus 4 sine square. And this minus 3 as it is. I just substituted cos square as 1 minus sine square. Now rearranging, we get 4 sine square theta plus 2 times sine theta minus 1 is equals to 0. It's a quadratic equation in sine. So what will be the quadratic equation in sine theta? So how will we calculate sine theta? Sine theta is actually sine 18. Correct? How will you calculate it? Just the standard formula minus b plus minus the formula. Minus b plus minus under root of b square minus 4 times AC. 4 times AC is negative 16. Negative 16. So minus of minus 16 will become plus 16 upon 2a. 2a is 8. So this becomes minus 2 plus minus 20 under root upon 8. So this becomes 20 is 5 fours are 5 fours are 5 fours are under root. When we take 4 under root, it will become 2, and 5 under root will be 5 only, root 5 only upon 8. So this value is equals to minus 1 plus root 5 upon 4, or minus 1 minus root 5 upon 4. This is the value of sine 18. Now obviously you can see that we will discard this negative value. Minus 1 minus root 5 upon 4 is completely negative. 18 degrees in the first quadrant, so sine will be positive. Write this quickly.
Answer.
Everybody written? Shall I proceed ahead?
Just an answer.
So now once you got sine 18, cos 18, just I will tell you the method how to find cos 18. Cos 18 will be what? Cos square 18 is equals to 1 minus sine square 18. Go on writing with me. I'm just telling you now, this is just a simple arithmetic calculations on surds. The surds calculation that we do. What is sine 18? Sine 18 is root 5 minus 1 upon 4. Root 5 minus 1 upon 4, it's complete square. So this will be equals to 1 minus root 5 minus 1 complete square. Root 5, a minus b whole square. This will be 16. And this will be a minus b whole square. A minus b whole square is 5 plus 1, 6 minus 2 root 5. We do the multiplication and solve. 1 into 16, 16 minus 6 is 10. This will become plus 2 root 5. And this is just arithmetic that we are doing. Cos square 18. So cos 18, cos of 18 degree, taking under root of that, it will be equals to 1 upon 4. Under root of numerator upon under root of denominator. So under root of denominator is 1 upon 4, under root of numerator 10 plus 2 root 5, its under root. Now actually it should be plus or minus sign. We will discard the negative sign because cos 18 has to be positive. First quadrant, cos 18 has to be positive. So we don't worry about the negative sign. We will discard the negative sign. Negative of under root. Forget it. This part is also clear. Now the next thing that I told you was sine 18 is done, cos 18 is done. Sine 36, cos 36. Okay. Sine 36, now how to calculate? Sine 36, sine of 2 theta. Sine of 2 theta, so 2 times 18 degrees, so sine of twice sine 18 degree, cos 18 degree. This identity you will use. You know the value of sine 18, you know the value of cos 18. Just substitute the two values that we have solved now, and the answer should come out to be equals to sine 36 degree will be equal to 10 minus 2 root 5 under root, this is 1 by 4. Something similar to cos 18. Cos 18 is 1 by 4 under root of 10 plus 2 root 5. Sin 36 is 1 by 4 under root of 10 minus 2 root 5. Cos 36, how will you calculate? Same. If you know the sine of an angle, you can calculate the cos of that angle. Okay. Cos square 18, 1 minus sine square 18. Cos square theta plus sine square theta equal to 1. So if you know sine of an angle, so cos of an angle can be calculated. First calculate cos square 36. Cos square 36 will be 1 minus sine square 36. It will give you some value. Once you get cos square, cos can be found out by taking under root, and you will take positive under root because 36 first quadrant, it's positive. Find this value yourself. I'm not giving this value. Okay. Find this value yourself. Now, once you get these 4 values, the remaining values are automatically found out. See, sine 18. Sine 18. Can you see that this 18 degree and 72 degree, they are complementary angles? Yes or no? 18 plus 72, that is equals to 90 degree. So when actually I'm writing sine 18 is equals to this much, can I write here only this value is equals to cos of 72 degree. Cos 18, this value is equals to sine of 72 degree. So when you know the trigonometric ratios of 18, you know the trigonometric ratios of 72. When you know the trigonometric ratios of 36, the complementary angle is 54. So actually you know the trigonometric ratios of 54. Sine 36 is actually cos 54 degree, and whatever this value you will find out, this will be sine of 54 degree. Just remember for 18 and 36, just remember for 18 and 36, 54 and 72 can be calculated like this. They will just be equal. Is it clear? I personally find it remembering the 4 values to be difficult. I'd never memorized the 4 values, but for that matter, I remembered only 1 value. Sine 18 is equals to root 5 minus 1 upon 4. That is very easy for me. 5 minus 1 is 4. That is root 5 minus 1 upon 4. That way I can calculate. But that was my preference to memorize only 1 value because I know that my calculation speed is super fast. I'm very much comfortable with surds. If you give me a if you give me in the question comes about cos 18, sine 36, 72 and all those things, I'm very much confident over my calculations that cos 18, sine 36, these values I will calculate within less than a minute. So now you decide for yourself. If you have that confidence that I will calculate, if you're comfortable with surds, then memorize only 1 value and the remaining 3 can be calculated during exam time. If you are not sure about that, then memorize 4 values. But what memorizing these 4 values also, that is tedious job because they are very close to each other. They are very much interrelated. Just a difference of plus and minus signs are there. So the chances of committing silly mistakes is very high. So now which path to take, you decide. Okay. Shall I proceed ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this was for 18, then so all those things. Solutions of trigonometric equations. Solutions of now equations part. So if I give you now here, there are two solutions. If I just tell you, let's say, how is the sample question for this? If I just tell you, let's say, sine x is equals to 1 upon 2, then x is equals to question mark. So in the school, we used to see that the sine x is equals to 1 by 2. By memory, we know that 1 by 2 is actually sine 30 degree. Sine x, half is what? So half is actually sine 30 degree. So what we used to do, so we will directly take x is equals to 30 degree. So that was for acute angles, that's true. But now we have expanded a concept to all the angles. X can be anything from minus infinity to plus infinity. It can be any value. Just by simple observation, you can see that, sir, if x can be 30 degree, let's see that that's true that for this arm 30 degree, sine of that value is half. Sine, that is y coordinate, is half. But so this arm is not unique. No? Why is this arm not unique? X can corresponds to 30 degree. Yes, true. If I complete one more rotation, if x can also corresponds to 30 plus 360 degree. If I complete two revolutions, two rotations, 30 degree plus 720 degree. If I complete three rotations, 30 degree plus 1080 degree. Why always in the positive direction? If I go negatives in the reverse order, so 30 degree minus 360 degree is also possible. 30 degree minus 720 degree is also possible. 30 degree minus 1080 degree is also possible. So how many values up till now we have calculated? We have calculated up till now x is equals to 30, 390 minus 330 minus 690, 750, and so on and so on. Lot many values, lot many positive values, lot many negative values. Other than this also other values are, means यहाँ इधर तो infinity हो ही गई, means here already infinite values are there of this sort. Other than this, more infinite values are there. Which infinite values? Can you see that sine x is equals to half is not just limited to first quadrant. Now there is also another person over here, another arm over here. This angle, which is that angle? This angle is actually, I will actually write, this should be 30, the red one, but we are not interested in this 30. If I go elevate this from the other side equally, so the angle that we are interested in is actually 150 degree. So x can be 150 degree also. Do you realize x can also be 150 plus 360, 150 minus 360, 150 plus 720, 150 minus 720, and so on. We use the infinite values are there. Okay. So now this process that we used to do in school. Sin x equal to half, sin x equal to sin 30. So x equal to 30. This is partially correct. This is not now 100% correct. Now we want to find all values, all the values of x that will give sin x equals to half. So now how to do that solutions? So those values of x, first is principal solution. Principal solution is what? X belonging to 0 to 2 pi. It can be equal to 0, but strictly less than 2 pi. Okay. X belonging to 0 to 2 pi means the normal interval that we have, the normal first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. Okay. The smallest values, so first quadrant, second, third, fourth, the smallest values that we have. Observe here that 2 pi and 0, actually they are the same values. 0 and 2 pi. 2 pi is 360 degree. So they are the same angles, but I have discarded 360 degree. I don't want that 360 degree angle. I will take 0 degree. So those angles, these are smallest values satisfying the solution. A minute. Satisfying the solution are called principal solution. Of equation. Now what is general solution? General solution is, now general solution, as you know from the meaning only, general means we will all these values, each and everything, all these values combined together, they are called as general solution. So general solution is generally expressed in the form of solution of equation expressed in the form of integer n is called as general solution. Okay, so this definition is not that important, just understand the meaning. Principal solution is the smallest values in first quadrant, second, third, fourth, smallest positive values, the normal that we do. And general solution is you can just rotate anyhow that you like, add 360 degree, add 720 degree, subtract those, add, subtract 360, subtract 720, you land at the same place, but the measure means the corresponding rotate, the arm will be same, but the value of that angle will be different. Okay, so 30 degree and 390 degree, 30 degree, 390 degree, measure is different, the angles are obviously different, but they actually correspond to the same arm, the same ray, the same arm, same ray. 30 degree, 750 degree, the measures are different, but they correspond to the same angle, the same ray. So we will say here sin x equals to half. If I tell you for this example in the principal solution, sin x is equals to half. This one. Sin x is equals to half. Principal solution. Principal solution will be x is equals to 30 degree and x is equals to 150 degree. And general solution will be something like this. X is equals to 30 degree, you take that arm and you can rotate anyhow above that arm. Means anyhow means either 360 degree, multiple of 360 degree clockwise, or multiple of 360 degree anti-clockwise, but multiple of 360. What is 360? 360 is 2 pi. So sir, 30 degree plus 2 pi multiple, any multiple, n. n is an integer. Obviously, n belongs to this integer. This z is the set notation for integers. If n is positive, so means you are taking positive multiple of 360. Positive multiple of 360 degree means you are rotating, means you are rotating that r, that ray anti-clockwise. If you take n is equals to negative, let's say -5, so it will become -10 pi. So you have rotated that much in the clockwise direction. Other can also be 150 degree plus 2 pi n. But still, this is just for explanation. I have written you this. The more compact form for writing the solution is something like this. For this, the general solution will be equals to x is equals to, so take any n plus -1 raised to n 30 degree. Now, what is this -1 raised to n? Where did that 150 go? That I will explain. Have patience. Okay. Principal solution, general solution. Is that concept clear? The meaning of the term. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Oh. So now, just quick questions I want to ask you. For solving these questions also, proper method proof is given. But like for added angles, how I told you a trick to understand the relation between added angles, 90 plus minus theta, 180 plus minus theta, 270 plus minus theta. If you are able to imagine the rotation of the arcs, the rotation of that ray, then you don't have to memorize the relation between added angles, the sine, cos, tan, all those things. For here also, sin x equal to sin, if you want to solve these trigonometric ratios, if you understand the rotation, then you will not have to memorize the general solution of these equations. I will give you that. So what is that trick? I will let you know. But only 10 minutes is remaining today. That trick is not possible for me to explain. I will at least need some 20 minutes for that. But before going to that part, before going to understanding that trick, see here, I want some basic concepts. I want you to means it should be very much clear. Like if I just tell you like can you see that if I just tell you pi radian, so it should immediately click to you that pi radian is over here. This is 0, or you can also say this is equals to 2 pi. If I tell you pi by 2, this is pi by 2, and this is 3 pi by 2. Means the standard values, but other than that plus minus you can always do. Okay. So now further, just think of this in terms of this much. Plus pi by 2 means 1 times pi by 2 I rotated, 2 times pi by 2 I rotated, so I landed on the pi x-axis. 3 times pi by 2 I rotated, and 4 times pi by 2 I rotated. Okay. Now after this, if I tell you anywhere, if I tell you even multiple of pi, can you see that even multiple of pi will always land on the positive x-axis? And if you want to go for negative x-axis, if you want to means the angles corresponding to 180 degree. Are you getting this? This ray. Angles corresponding to 180 degree, like 30 degree and 390 degree. They are actually one angles only. It's different measures, but correspond to the same arc. So angles corresponding to 180 degree means pi radians. How it will be? So pi chale jao pehle means first you go pi and then add 2 pi. So what will come out to be equals to that will be 3 pi. If I add a more 2 pi, one more rotation, it will be 5 pi. If I go one more rotation, it will be 7 pi. So why we are just adding 2 pi? If I subtract, let's say pi subtraction 2 pi, then it will be -1 pi. If I subtract one more 2 pi, so minus pi minus 2 pi will be -3 pi. So can you see that here we can write odd multiple of pi, odd integer multiple of pi. Is this point clear? This place, the negative axis is odd multiple of pi, positive x-axis is even multiple of pi. Positive y-axis is equals to the equivalent value is so now Okay, now just 1 minute, that I will tell you. If I tell you even multiple of pi, this will take you to positive x-axis. Odd multiple of pi will take you to negative x-axis. Now, if you want, if I tell you to for this, let's say pi by 2, integer multiplied by pi by 2 is equals to question mark. If I give you this thing, integer multiplied by pi by 2. So now where this will land? Now here two possibilities exist. If n is equals to even integer into pi by 2, even integer into pi by 2, this will land at the x-axis, either positive or negative. And if I tell you odd, n is equals to odd multiple of pi by 2, can you see this? Odd multiple of pi by 2 will make you land at the y-axis, corresponding to 90 degree or corresponding to 270 degree. It may be anything. Does this make sense? If you are having doubts, unmute right now and ask me. Okay, afterwards both problem jayegi. Even multiple of pi by 2 will make you land at x-axis. Odd multiple of pi by 2 will make you land at the y-axis. Means it can be positive y-axis or negative y-axis. Plus minus, plus minus. Okay. So now after this, if I tell you quick solutions, general things, sin x is equals to 0. General solution. Okay. Now these questions are rapid fire questions. Think on your feet. Okay. This is the rapid fire question. Find general solutions of the given equations. First, sin x is equals to 0, or let me don't write x, write theta. You will confuse x with x. Sin theta is equals to 0. So can you see that theta? I will give you half a minute. Think for some while. Sin theta is equals to 0. Don't use NCERT, don't use the book now. Just think yourself. So theta, how to imagine this? Now the imagination part is theta has to be somewhere along the x-axis. It can be along the positive x-axis also, the ray corresponding to theta. It can be along the positive x-axis, that is 0 degree, 2 pi degree or something. Or it can be along the negative x-axis also. That will also do. Sin theta equal to 0. Pi, 2 pi, that is odd multiple of pi. So even pi will also do, odd pi will also do. So can I write theta is equals to any integer times pi? N times pi, n belongs to integers. Is this point clear? Ujita, how can it be 90 degree? Okay. Sin theta is equals to 0. So theta will be equals to n pi. N belongs to integer. Means this is the general solution. You put any value of n according to your choice. What all those values will be, solution of this. Sine of that angle will be equal to 0. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sin theta is equals to 1. Theta is equals to. Think on your feet. 15 seconds. Sin theta is equals to 1.
Odd pi, sir.
Okay, just this part you will do. Take sin theta is equals to plus or minus 1 for now. So that will give you odd pi, odd multiple of pi. So not, sorry, not odd multiple of pi, odd multiple of pi by 2. Odd multiple of pi want. This is your required answer. Odd multiple of pi by 2. So what is, how can you write any odd number on odd integer? How can you write odd integer? You can write 2n plus 1. And now take n can be anything. N can be any integer. 2n plus 1 will definitely be odd. Odd multiplied by pi by 2. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why did I write here sine theta is equals to plus minus 1? Sine theta is equals to 1 does not mean theta is equals to odd multiple of pi by 2, because there we need some specific odd numbers. 3 odd number multiplied by pi by 2 will not give me sine theta equal to 1. That's why I made that correction. That much detail we will go in tomorrow in the next class. Then second, quickly now, very fast. Cos theta is equals to 0. Theta is equals to, just 5 minutes more. Cos theta is equals to 0. So on the y-axis I want, so any y-axis, positive or negative. So odd multiple of pi by 2. Second, cos theta is equals to 1. And let's say for this here, right, cos theta is equals to minus 2. Cos theta is equals to 1. Where do I want that value? I want that value on the positive x-axis. So positive x-axis means it will be even times pi. Even times pi means 2n. How do you write an even number? You write 2n and even number and then pi. Now n, whatever you give any value, n can be anything, okay? N can be an odd integer also. If n is an odd integer 5, 2 into 5 will be 10. That takes care of itself. Cos theta is equals to minus 1. Cos theta is equals to minus, you want on the negative x-axis. Negative x-axis is odd multiple of pi. Odd multiple of pi means 2n plus 1 times pi. Okay. After this, tan theta is equals to 0. Tan theta is equals to 0. So if you actually see tan theta is equals to 0 means this will only be true when sine is equals to 0. Sine theta. And when is sine theta is equals to 0? Sine theta is equals to 0 means on the x-axis, positive, negative do not matter. So theta is equals to n pi. Okay. Tan theta is equals to 1. So write in purple over here, something to do with 45 degree. Don't go for 90 degree. Tan theta equal to 1. You're getting, why did I ask this question? Because you got so much habituated to x-axis and y-axis in sine and cos. So tan theta equal to 1, you also go on thinking along x-axis and y-axis. Here it is something to do with 45 degree. That we will see tomorrow. And one more. Right, okay. Cot theta is equals to 0. So theta is equals to cot theta is equals to 0. Cot is cos upon sine. So I want the cos of that angle to be 0, the numerator. Cos theta equal to 0. So when is cos 0? Cos is 0 on the y-axis. Positive or negative doesn't matter. So on the y-axis, positive or negative doesn't matter. So odd multiple of pi by 2. Odd multiple of pi by 2. How to write an odd number? Odd number I can write 2n plus 1. N can be negative also. Now n can be negative, positive, or anything. 2n plus 1, pi by 2. Again, cot theta is equals to 1, something to do with 45 degree. Don't go along the y-axis or something on that. Next, sec theta is equals to 0. Sec theta is equals to 0. So theta is equals to no solution. How? Because I've told you cos lies between -1 to 1. This part we have seen. Range. What values can cos take? Cos can take from -1 to 1. So what values will sec take? The reciprocal. Sec take the values from -infinity to -1, 1 to infinity. It never takes a value between -1 and 1. So sec theta equal to 0, no solution. And sec theta is equals to 1. This is not a new question. Sec theta is equals to 1. What is this question? Sir, cos theta 1 कब रहता? When is cos theta? Sec theta equal to 1 means cos theta equal to 1. Cos theta equal to 1 means cos theta 1 means positive x-axis. Positive x-axis means even multiple of pi. Are you getting it? And sixth, I will directly write cosec theta is equals to 0. Theta is equals to cosec theta is equals to that right here plus minus 1. Theta is equals to cosec theta is equals to 0. No solution. Cosec theta is equals to plus minus 1 means sine is equals to plus minus 1. Sine is equals to plus minus 1 means y-axis. Y-axis means odd multiple of pi by 2. Odd multiple of pi by 2 means 2n plus 1. Another thing, mark here star. Cos, I'm writing you plus minus 1. For sec, I gave you 1 only, but for cosec, I am giving you plus minus 1. Here also, cos, I gave you 1, cos, I gave you minus 1, but for sine, I gave you plus minus 1 and 1 only. Mark a star there. Why I'm giving you that I will explain in the next class. Right now we don't have time. Are you able to visualize this thing? The last question that I've given you. This question I've given you only to visualize. If you are able to quickly visualize these general solutions, then the next part will be very much clear. How to write the general solution for any trigonometric equation. If you are not able to visualize the rotation of these arms, so this n, pi, this is very confusing, then the further part is difficult for you. Are you comfortable with this visualization? Have you understood it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the next part we'll see in the next class, okay? Further part. Thank you, everybody.